Halor ka jingklat na uway na kidoli, ubade unang jungok kay pertay nari USA, ubalawan jungok kay pertay siya kani kajala ka jungi. Bat kumbalakam da kiba itu itaw la nyaw ne prasin ulawan siya kani kajala, bat lakam shishu ruba kambon u El Patrick A. Rogers ulakam ngambon haki benta jong kariwar. Bat une unang jungok kay pertay ulaklat na haka arpoy tarik uluber ar hajar penriu hasinong pedeng, bat latang dan Burom ya u haka lai tarik u yayong ar hajar penriu, haulum jing tep lum jing tang jong ka kun kur long try lai kan thai halum plang dhi penusra subdivision East Khasi Hill District. Kat kum ka way na ka video ka balapha daw Paralok Jong na po ri USA ubade u Paralok ubaya jantam bat u Patrick. Une u Paralok Jong Patrick ubalatip kerteng u Jeremy ulai Khublei kerpang ya ustamla Morning Star khong thau bat ulai Khublei kelum lang ru ya ki Briew ki basa apo Shillong halor ka jing simkhia ka jongki ban chim da ka sinjam ban le niam Khatduh ya u Patrick ubade u Paralok ha ka por baki dangdon ha ka khatsau ne khatsan snem ha ka por baki dang late school. Ula penken mau kendiat halor ke jinglong kena kiba haki por kiba mensua ha ka tei ka karta kaba u Jeremy ula ya thu syapang ka jingya kren kaba ula ya kren ha ka bayadai bat ka jingyap ulong ba ka jingyap kalong ka basniu bat ka basngau shirkhairu ban im halendet jong kiba bun ki jing'e kiba sngau kumbang imla ban job ya ki AQA ban pen urlong bat hadu baki kena kentai kin ompet kmat shu ya u o Patrick ha ka bakum kane ula kedau ya ka waina ka klur ak film jong ka Bollywood ka balatip kerteng ka Priti Sinta kumta ula ong ruba ka jingyap ka lalong ka bae penban kalong ka basngusi ban i no shadin ya kani ka perthai ka bahalendet ki AQA ki jing'e ka perthai ka don pat la ka jong ka jing kemen ka jing itenat ka jing phla ka ba kumbalong ka te ka klur ak film jong ka Bollywood le se hapeng ki babon ki jing ka lalong ka waina ka basha jit ban poi sha ka thong u Jeremy ulong bakine kilong tang ki khana kai kat ba anda haba ula pusan hakane ka karta ka ba menta ki lalong ki ba khia thau ba da ka ba uong ba u Patrick u ej ela ka jong ka jing im u im kumu Briew barius pa haka benta ka ba uyaj hakilentik himru ula pelut ya ki AQA ban wat ya ki jing itenat ki Briew ki bala ban yajan bat ula besut ru haka jing ya thukana ka jong u ban ya sam sya ka perthai bat ka jing im ka jong u ru kalong ka jing im ka babha u Jeremy ula ai Khublei ya barok ki Briew ki badon benta haka le niam Khatduh khamtam ya Morning Star khong thau bala shim ya ka benta ka klip mat ka ba Khatduh bat ula ong ru wala daw Patrick ula klat sa jengay na laying nray ulong kumba uklat hala ka jong kaying kabaki Briew ki ij bat Burom ya u bat ula kadaw kerpang ru ha kabayade bat ka jingking jeri kaba u Patrick ula longkum kamati kakam kaba udon mon banle.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. Patrick was my friend. I had known him since we were children, and I wanted to say a word to Morning Star and to the people of Salong who knew him, were with him in his final moments, and are performing the rituals of mourning in his honor. And I wanted to send something to you from the forest, or the woods anyway. This is the Mason-Dixon Trail in northern Delaware, between Delaware and Pennsylvania. It's a trail that we hiked on many, many times, him and I, alongside the water. So I think he would have appreciated this, and he would have been glad for me to have the opportunity to share it with you. Anyway, back when Patrick and I were children, when we were in high school, we were 14 or 15, I remember one time we had a conversation about death. And I said to him in a brash, adolescent, 15-year-old way that, I didn't think death was so bad because life was hard and frustrating, and you had to get up early, and you got bitten by mosquitoes, and you had to do homework, and you tripped over things, and the girls didn't seem to like you. And Patrick thought about it for a minute, and he sort of smiled, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and as a counter argument, he told me the name of someone that I had never heard before, Priti Zinta. And I'm still not entirely sure I know who she is. And I'm an American, I don't watch Bollywood. And then he said to me, yeah, Jeremy, you're right. Life is hard and frustrating. But death is still a tragedy because it's a tragedy to leave behind a world where there are such joys and beauties and wonders as Priti Zinta. And then he listed another 10 or 15 Bollywood ladies whom he called buxom babes beyond compare. And, and we laughed about it. And that story shows his characteristic sense of humor, his silliness, his irony, his playfulness, which I'm sure all of you experienced. But it also makes a serious point. And the serious point is, I think, can put it this way: Patrick loved life, and he lived richly, in no small part because he loved all, in his words, all of the joys and beauties and wonders of life. He spent his life searching for beautiful things and beautiful people, discovering them, and then in his writing and in his storytelling, sharing them with others. And that's a life well lived, and thank you for giving him the opportunity to do that. Patrick, of course, died away from home, but I've been thinking over the past few days about the idea of home, what it is, what it's for, what it means. And it occurs to me that home isn't a fixed place, but rather a sensation of being completely secure, of being able to be irrepressibly and unapologetically your real self, of knowing who you are and knowing that you're cared for. And I know that in that sense, Patrick had a home with you all. And I want to thank you for giving him a home. One more thing I want to say about root bridges, which were no small part of his life's work and his interests. The thought came into my mind that a lot of life is or can be symbolized by the idea of a root bridge, that things get twisted together, distances get crossed improbably by whatever means, until gradually over time what had been remote and unreachable becomes common ground and bonded. And as long as any of us are alive, I think it's fair to say that we'll have this common ground between us. And I hope that the links continue to get stronger as the years go by. So, thank you for caring for my friend. Thank you for being his friend. Thank you for protecting him. Thank you for mourning for him. God bless all of you on this Good Friday, and I hope you remember that just as you gave Patrick a home, you will always have a home with me and in my heart. Thank you.